most people only focus on the physical fat, right? And that's just one aspect. Let's think about what relationship fat is.
I would say in 2019 is when I really started like my awareness journey. And I'm just like, why am I at a low point? Why is my life going the way it's going? Why is every relationship like this? And I started finding out that I was a people pleaser and I dealt with a lot of people's trauma. I dealt with a lot of people dumping on me because I'm also an empath. I feel other people's emotions, so I sympathize with people differently than, somebody that would normally listen to a story. I really feel the emotions of other people. I feel the sadness. I can look at somebody crying and I would start just because you're crying, and it's like I feel your emotions. All my life I really took on other people's stuff, and I'm at the point now where it's like I realize that weight does not belong to me. Like, your trauma is your trauma. Like, yes, I can be there for you, but only if you're there for me. And I had an issue with that because it's like I didn't require reciprocation for a long time. And I found myself where it's like I was always the one helping and I wasn't being helped. I had to realize that that's not healthy. I had to realize that that's not putting me in a better spot in life. Yes, it's putting them at a place where it's like they can use and use and use, but they never reciprocate, and you can't carry the weight of other people. You gotta let it go. And I started doing that from 2019 on to now. And it's like, with doing that, I learned detachment is key. Like, no matter the title, I don't care what your title is. I don't care if you're my mom, my dad, my pastor. I don't care who you is, the auntie. I don't care if you're my sister. If you're draining me,
cut them deuces.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah. There it is. Coach Todd, tell me, when was your first time experiencing to get rid of relationship fat?
I think one of my first instances was being hurt. And it's at that point that you realize that how you hurt people, how they are affected by your action. In order to really have the healthy relationships that I want, because you gotta learn yourself. I learned that I am a family man. I learned that I'm a protector, a comforter. I learned all these things about myself. So I think my surroundings kind of made me have these trust issues and kind of want to not, be as faithfully committed as I could have been. So I think when I started to shed that fat, to understand that, listen, this is who you are, and you're expecting this from your significant other, then you have to give them what you require. And when I started to give them what I required and shed that excess fat from the trauma, the trust issues, the experiences. And I kind of gave myself a better opportunity to experience a wholesome relationship. And don't get me wrong, it's not an overnight process with shedding that fat, but I believe that for me, it helped me to really experience a relationship in its prime where two people loving each other without me, going through the back door or lying or doing this, because that kind of stuff is redundant, it's played out, and then you kind of expect more from this significant other, but you're not contributing what you want. So, again, shedding that excess fat, it helped me a lot with my, my relationships.
So, Danja, when was the first time you experienced that you had to cut off relationship fat?
I found out that I needed to cut off relationship fat is when I lost my father. I am one of the stronger ones in my family, right? So when my father passed away, I needed someone and needed some people to lean on, because the death of my father, he had stage 4 colon cancer, and, at the time I couldn't handle it. I'm a daddy's girl. So when I had nobody to lean on, and I was just like, oh snap, everybody that could lean on me, I couldn't lean back on. I was just like, all right, well, I see you. So I had to, pour back into myself, love people from a distance, and put up those boundaries. So that's when I knew I had to shed some, some fat.
When did you feel like you had to, the first time, cut relationship fat?
For me, it was probably around college time, somewhere around that, or a little bit after. And my first instance with this was with a close friend of mine. I am somebody who I feel like people come to for advice and support. I feel like that's my purpose. I truly am a introvert, extrovert kind of person. I keep my circle close and tight, and I can perform well in, social settings, but I really prefer like time alone and things like that. So when I let people in, I really bang with you. You really like that person. So there was someone in my life who, we were close growing up, but I think that kind of person, they liked the drama. They would deal with situations that allowed them to get a lot of attention, whether it was negative in the aspect, but I don't live my life like that. And then they were always like in a crisis. They were always in a need. And then it became like, oh, they would like lie about major life things. And it was draining. And I felt obligated to kind of hang on to that relationship because this was my person I called my friend, or, a really close friend. They were really close to my family. My parents were involved with this relationship. And it was to the point where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And that kind of has set the tone for how I live my life now. Like, I'm really big on, and my motto is protect your peace. I protect my peace at all costs. Like, I love people, but I set boundaries. And if you can't accept that, then that's okay. I have to do what's best for me, because at the end of the day, I can't pour into somebody else if I'm drained. I can't pour into you and help support you if I have nothing to give. And people, call to emotionally dump. And sometimes I'm like, hey, today's not the day. I can't handle it. Know that I'm thinking about you, but I'll reach out when I'm in a better space. And you have to put yourself first. And it's kind of selfish. And it's hard, especially I feel like as women, as parents, as wives, as girlfriends, it's hard to put you first, but you have to. There's no way that you can help other people and support someone else if you don't have it. So you got to trim that fat, relationship or not, mother or not, cousin or not. I love my family. Titles don't mean anything to me. It's about your character. It's about how you treat me. And that's how I base everything off of. You show me love, I show you love. And that's it. And I'm not like a tit for tat person, because everybody has their season, but I need to know that you're solid. And if you're solid, then we're good.
Personally, like my personal life has always been straight. So the only thing that really affects me is business. So business, I've constantly, would pour a lot in, to people. And sometimes people just don't match up with the energy. I've helped people. I've moved people from home to cars. I've co-signed car. I've let people live. We got married, moved into a house, and I let one of my trainers live with us for like 16 months for free. The years I've learned through my wife how to protect, my peace, because for real, people will definitely take advantage of you. I've never become jaded. And every new relationship that I create with somebody, I always start fresh, brand new, because at the end of the day, it's always important to kind of give a person the benefit of the doubt.